This is the greatest piece of information you're about to learn, assuming that you don't understand how women think. And before we start getting into the items of how women test you, whether they realize it or not, we're going to start with the most common sayings girls might say. They might say, I'm a girl and I don't do this. You're making stuff up. This girl is not testing you, it's just she just lost attraction. Or if they're a black pillar, they're going to say, yo, she's not testing you, bro. She just found another guy that looks better. And that is not the case. The type of tests these girls do are something they've been doing since kindergarten, elementary. It's within their system. Before we get into the items, let's look at an example that will set how we will be moving forward with this tier list. Let's look at it. In simple elementary, we have a girl shit testing a boy, and mind you, while she's doing this test, she didn't learn it from any book. No one taught her to do this, but it worked. Well, actually, it didn't work. It failed. Mind you, while this girl is trying to shit test, they're all in kindergarten or they're all young as fuck. Yet this girl still subconsciously knew what to do, what to say, because she's still looking for an emotional response. That's what a shit test is. So let's watch the video.
And let me tell you something. That's why your old girlfriend said she was gonna dump you for real. And that's why she liked Traven and she got his phone number. What the fuck am I supposed to do to me?
Perfect response. A-class performance by this young Hooper. Now, in case you couldn't understand what they were saying, the girl literally just said, that's why your girlfriend is trying to get with another man. Now, this is not the girlfriend. This is a random girl he's technically beefing with. But the subject here is trying to get an emotional response. Now, before I get into more details, I'm going to do what most teachers don't. I'm going to give you the answers to the test before we even get to the questions. Right here. Now, we know a shit test is looking for an emotional response. That's what this girl is trying to do. She's trying to piss him off and trying to say something to the whole class. And to make matters worse, if you hear her in the background, let's listen to the background.
And let me tell you something. That's why your old girlfriend said she was gonna dump you for real. And that's why she liked
You hear that in the background? Ooh.
real. And that's why she liked Traven and she got his phone number.
You hear in the background, ooh, ooh, ooh. This is called instigating. They're trying to get you as a man to show an emotional response. So now you're really fighting two enemies. The girl is also trying to get an emotional response, and the jester in the background is looking for you to say something emotional. Now, this young Hooper right here, let's see what he does. He says, okay, and. His girlfriend is trying to get another dude's number. He says, okay, and.
What's supposed to do to me?
What is that supposed to do to me? Flawless. Good job, young Tavon, whatever your name is. In this situation, he went with option number 3. Ignore Max. He couldn't give a fuck about what his girlfriend is doing. And with him giving that response, she failed. She was looking for him to say, what? Is she really? But he didn't do that. He went with the option of, okay, and my life continues. It is what it is. Why do you think nonchalant maxing was such a big thing last year? Girls can't beat it because when you're nonchalant, you're not giving them what they want. So, we know what the shit test is. We know it exists. So, if any girl you know says, oh, I'm not like that, or the girl I know, every girl, I'm telling you right now, every girl you know has given at least one shit test in their life. Now, that's just, you might say, bro, that's just one example, bro. You just found it from TikTok. It has 1 million views and 200,000 likes. You're cherry picking examples. Okay. Let me ask you a question, right? Ask any girl you know, when they have a crush or a guy they like, have they ever had the thought of texting them back fast, but waiting to text them because they didn't want to seem desperate? I'm going to say this again. Ask any girl you know, if they have a crush they like and they're texting each other, have they ever had any hesitation in texting that same guy back because they did not want to be looked at as desperate? So they might delay their response because they don't want to seem too interested even though they are. If you ask any girl you know this question, they're gonna say yes. Or better yet, a better example, because they might lie to you. A better example: have they ever liked a guy and asked their friend how to go about getting him to like her back? These are all common examples, and in all these examples, these girls are technically trying to play games to get the guy they want. So shit testing has been a thing. The example I showed you of those girls or the boy in elementary, no one taught them how to do that. No one taught that little girl, hey, if I mention how his girlfriend is trying to get another guy's number, that should get an emotional response. Because to be quite frank, that's their biggest weapon. Now, girls might not be the strongest people in the world, like as far as physicality, but when it comes to emotional intelligence and playing psychological warfare, that's their strong suit. So that's why even let's say you break with a girl, in their head they think, okay, you want to break it with me? I'm gonna try to crack your homeboy, or better yet, I'm gonna become a 304. I'm gonna become a hoe because I know that will hurt your reputation if a guy you're beefing with says, that's why I clapped your ex. That's the type of games these girls are aware of. And if you're thinking that girls aren't that smart to do such things, click off the video. Respectfully, bro. So, with that being said here, we know what a shit test is. We know, let's get into the answers real quick. Well, it's kind of obvious. Would you agree and exaggerate? Let's say she says something like, you're weird as fuck. You, instead of saying, how am I weird? I'm not weird. Agree and exaggerate and be like, hell yeah, I'm the weirdest nigga you know. Yeah, I'm weird. Yeah, that's me. You got it. The reason why this works is because by you agreeing, you show that you don't really care. Or in fact, you're coming off as sarcastic. Damn, he doesn't care that I called him weird. But regardless, with agreeing and exaggerating, by you agreeing, it shows that you are confident enough with you being in your manhood that you really don't care what she says. And it'll come off as sarcastic. Next one is flipping it. So if she shit tests you and she says something like, "Oh, let's say you just finished fucking, right?" She says something like, "I never knew your meat was small." You can flip it and say, "I guess you just like fucking guys with small meat." You can put it on her. Third example, ignore maxing it. Let's say a girl says, "Oh my god, those pants are actually weird as fuck." Be like, type shit. We ignore maxing it. You're just saying type shit, or I'm already knowing for sure. Who cares? I like it. Stand on it. I don't care. I like it. Playing dumb. With the playing dumb theory, let's say she says something like, "You seem like a player." You don't have to agree. You don't have to flip it. You can't really ignore it. You can say type shit. Type shit would work here. But you can also say, "Oh really? I didn't know that. Really? Oh, that's interesting." Play dumb. You really don't care what her 2 cents are. So this is the shit test. And these are the most common, most basic level of responses to do. So as we go throughout these items in these lists, we're going to see what's the most optimal reaction to each item. And we're going to rank these from you're cooked to easy peasy, as in how hard the test is to pass. First one on the list is, she says, you're just like every other guy. Now this is the most easiest of the easiest one to pass. Now I'm going to let you think. If a girl says, you're just like every other guy, what's the most ideal response? You can ignore it. I'm not gonna lie, for most of these, the most ideal and nonchalant thing to say is type shit. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. She'll explain, it's because you do this. I'm gonna say it's easy peasy, because if a girl ever tells you you're just like every other guy, or that you're a player, or that you seem to, or she might say, you seem like the type to be around a lot of women, that's a good sign. I don't care what they say, that's a good sign. Losers are not known for being like every other guy. And if you're like every other guy, why is she talking to you, bro? Because she likes that shit. They can't help it. They say they want the nice guy, yet if you look at her past 10 bodies, it's the dude that treat her like shit. Is it sad? Yes. But is it the reality? Yes. I know I'm yapping here, but I'm gonna pose a question here, right? Let's say you wanted a virgin girl. Who do you think will have a better chance at getting the virgin girl? The one that's also a virgin, the guy that's also a virgin, or the guy with 15 plus bodies? Now, you would think, wait a minute, I thought opposites or Like-minded people attract. If the girl's a virgin, the virgin guy should have a better chance, but that's not how it works. See, your lack of experience will end up hurting you long term. Girls don't like to have to teach guys things all the time. Now, if she likes you, yes, she'll teach it to you, obviously. But in an ideal world, they don't want to do that. And the rules of hypergamy is they want the guy that knows more than them. They want the guy that can teach them something. So the guy with more experience will win. Even if her body count is low or high, it's in the guy's favor to have the experience because when they're in the bedroom, they want the guy that can lead them to success. When a girl gets into a bed, it's not in their fantasy to have to teach a guy how to put it in. They want the guy to already know it, but to still have a low body count. That's an oxymoron. So if a girl says, you're just like every other guy, pat yourself on the back, you're a hooper. All you have to say is type shit. Really? My fault. Who cares? Don't take it serious. But the very last thing you're gonna say is really? Why? I can change. Don't say that. This roll it off your shoulder. It's not that deep. But the very last thing you're gonna do is take it personal. Be proud. She called you a hoe. That when she called you a hoe, she really just said she thinks you're in the top 10% of men. Because that's how hypergamy works. The next question is, do you have a girlfriend? Now, this one is it's actually another easy peasy one. But the question is, if she was to ask you, do you have a girlfriend? You have to think about it like this. One, why does she care? She cares because she finds she's attracted to you. If you were chopped, you'd be a fly on the wall. She would not care. So if she says, do you have a girlfriend? In this example, this doesn't neatly fit into the answers I gave out for the test. So we're going to ignore this test for now. But if she says, do you have a girlfriend? You're not going to say no. You're not even going to answer her question. You're going to say, or actually, I lied, guys. When she said, do you have a girlfriend? Just play dumb. Because the reality is you are talking to another girl, but you don't want to make it seem like no girl cares for you. So when she says, do you have a girlfriend? Be like, what are you talking about? What made you ask? Let's say she says, I'm just curious. Be like, I mean, I'm cool with a couple girls, but I'm not really focusing on girls right now. Say that exact line. That way, you're putting yourself in a position to where you don't have a girlfriend, but you have options. So as far as this test, this is not that bad. It's not easy peasy because some guys still will just say, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Not that bad as far as the difficulty in responding to this type of question. The next question is a girl asking, how tall are you? Now, obviously, if this is through text, I mean, just say your fucking height. But if this is in real life, this is actually a kind of difficult question, assuming that your average height. If you're 5'9" and below, and you are talking to a girl in front of you, and she says, oh, well, how tall are you? Now, usually the girls that are short won't really care, or if they ask, they're going to listen to you. But if the girl is pushing around 5'6", 5'7", I'm going to tell you what they like to do here. Especially, not through text, but in real life. If a girl says, yo, how tall are you? And she can literally already see your height while standing. She wants to see if you're going to either lie about your height, tell the truth about your height, or lie about your height. So I'm giving an example here. A girl might say, let's say she says, how tall are you, right? And you're like a moron and you say, oh, I'm like 5'9". A girl might get up and say, no, you're not. You're like 5'7". Now you're put in a position to where you have to kind of prove that you're not lying. Like, no, I'm not. I'm actually 5'9". No, you look about 5'7". And the funny part is, the girl will actually believe you're about 5'7". So the only response, the best response I found in my situation to when a girl in your life says, yo, how tall are you? And she's kind of near my height. You're not going to agree. You're not going to flip it. You're going to play dumb. So let's say you're 5'9". Be like, I honestly don't know. Some people say I'm like 5'10". Some people say I'm like 5'1". Now I know it's like a far range. Be like, I really don't know, honestly. How tall you think I am? Or do not ask her how tall. Do not ask her how tall she think you is. But play it off if you're not the tallest in the book. But don't start an interaction to where she can be like, no, you're lying. You're actually 5'6". Whole time you know your real height. So girls normally around 5'7", 5'8", they'll try to play that little height game and be like, oh, I thought you were taller. Don't play into the games. Be like, I'm not really sure. Whole time you know, bro, you're 5'8.5", and that's okay. So if she asks this question, don't just say your height. If it's face to face and she's looking at you. Through text, just say the height. She's not playing any games. But in person, they will try to play games. How tall are you? I thought you were taller. You're 5'9", really? Don't start up that discussion, especially if you're average height. Especially with the height inflation now on TikTok. Everyone online is 6'2" apparently, but that's cap because they're all frauding and lying about their height. Next up is her saying, I'm not like other girls. Now, this one really isn't necessarily a shit test, but here she's trying to drop your guard. So when a girl says, I'm not like other girls, be like, yeah, that's good for you. I mean, I don't even know why the hell I put this in this test, because, I mean, it's not really a shit test. I mean, just know if she says this bullshit, take it at face value. I don't even know why I put this in the silent list. I mean, it's not really a test. It's just she's trying to fool you into thinking she's a good girl. Who cares? Next up is her saying, I have a boyfriend. Now, this is the only time a girl should tell you this shit is if you make your intentions way too clear. So if you cold approach a chick and off the bat she says, I have a boyfriend, all that means is you made your intentions way too obvious. If you warm approach her and you say something like, hey, I'm running a clothing brand and I would like to have you as a model, she can't say I have a boyfriend because it doesn't fit the context. They only pull out this I have a boyfriend card because you made your intentions too clear. Like if you work the same job, she can't be like I have a boyfriend because no one fucking asked. Who cares? Let me do my job. So if she pulls off I have a boyfriend, this is low-key a disinterest. But in real life, when you're cold approaching, sometimes a girl will literally just lie and say they have a boyfriend and they don't. So we're gonna put I have a boyfriend. Only time she says this shit is if you fucked up your interaction with her. If you make it too obvious that you want her number and you're just saying, hey, you're pretty, can I get your number? You really left her no choice but to say I have a boyfriend, because if she doesn't say she has a boyfriend, it seems like she gave you her number a little too easy, right? So ideally, if she says I have a boyfriend, I know people like Neil Strauss might say, oh, it's an anti-slut offense, and this is her way of trying to protect her reputation. But to be quite frank, if the girl likes you, she's not pulling off this card. She's not saying I have a boyfriend. Only time she says this while liking you is if you make your intentions way too clear. And hoopers, we know better. Cold approaching is not ideal ever. Walking up to a girl saying, hey, you're cute, can I get your number, only works in certain events. And even if she do give you her number that easy, you know she's not a good girl. You're telling me if all you had to do was say she's pretty, give her free validation, and she gave you her number, my guy, that's not the good girl. I mean, is it that easy for some guys? Yes. But if you got her number that easy, best believe other guys are getting her number that easy. You want to kind of work for it, and that's what girls will kind of do. They'll kind of make it harder. They'll play hard to get. That way they seem like a good girl even if they're not. Okay, I'm yapping, but anyways. Next up, a girl saying, I'm busy. Let's not play games here. If a girl ever fixes her mouth to say I'm busy, your best move is to ignore max it. Because the question becomes, what the fuck could you have told her to give her the opportunity to say I'm busy? My guy, let's be real here. Most girls, realistically, most girls don't really have a true passion. Their average, if you look at the girl day-to-day activities, 9 times out of 10, ask any girl you know, they're probably catching up on a Netflix show or some Hulu special. They're watching TV 24/7. And if it's not TV or a stupid show like Grey's Anatomy, they're on TikTok scrolling while ignoring your message. So the only way a girl can pull off the I'm busy card is if she's actually doing something with her life. And to not be mean in any way, that's not the case. Most modern girls are not busy. And if they are busy, it's because they're cycling other men in their phones or they're going out on dates with other men. But ironically, they're not busy. Or they could be employed, and even then, you're still cooked. So if she tells you I'm busy, it's not a shit test, it's disrespect. And if it is a shit test, you know the answer. Ignore max it.
Okay, so since we already got the formula for this shit, we're gonna speed this shit up. Being distant, now with this is not a shit test. She does not like you. In fact, with this disrespect shit, we're gonna mix that with disinterest. Not only is it disrespectful, but she does not fuck with you, gang. It's very simple. Her being distant is not a shit test unless you did something to piss her off. Can this shit go, bro? Come on, let's hoop. No, this shit gotta be studied. There we go. Even if it was a shit test, the answer is pretty common sense. Ignore max it. Don't say, hey, did you miss my text, bro? Go fuck yourself. Not in a mean way. YouTube don't ban me. Next up, canceling plans last minute. Now this one isn't really a shit test. All this means is you failed to bring down her anxiety before she met you. This is not a shit test. If she cancels plans last minute, that's because when it's time to link her, you didn't get on the phone with her. You didn't build enough banter. So when the day comes, she's full of a lot of anxiety. She's wondering, is it even going to be fun? So if she cancels this plan, this is not really necessarily, this is a very common thing, but it's only because you failed to reduce her anxiety about you. So if she's canceling her plans last minute, it's really because, let's say the day was at 4 o'clock. You didn't text her up until 3, 2, 1 o'clock. She's been thinking about the damn date up until the moment she woke up, because for dates, they have to get ready for you. So if she has a lot of anxiety, of course she's going to cancel the date because she's scared of it being awkward, her wasting her time. So the goal is to remind her how fun and cool you are. Build the banter. So this one is just not that bad. It's not really a shit test. It's more so shows that you failed to bring down her anxiety. Like I said, you are still a stranger for her. So it's not that bad. Next up, anytime she says, I don't like how you do anything, this one is clearly agreed. No, don't even say that shit. Let's say she says, I don't like how you wear your pants. Be like, I don't care. These are my pants and I like it. Stand on what you like. Never be spineless when you're with the girl. You know, girls can sniff when you're walking on eggshells. Why would they want to be with a guy if their ideal man is better than them? Why would the guy that's better than them listen to their advice? I'm smarter than you. I'm not saying to be cocky. But I'm saying if you're catching yourself changing your mind a lot because of what she thinks, she'll start realizing you're not the man she thinks you are. So this one is honestly an easy peasy. Just stand on what the fuck you want to say. This one, you can really say anything here. You can either agree, you can flip it, you can ignore it. As long as you go with any of these options, you're good. You don't play dumb, obviously. Just say, I don't care, or type shit. You don't like it, type shit. Flip it. Let's say she says, I don't like how you do it. Then be like, I don't like how you can say, this one's an S tier move. But if she says, I don't like how you dress, you can be like, I don't like how your hair is done. Say it sarcastically. She's going to say, really? That was kind of rude. I'm just playing. Your ultimate safety net is just saying, I was just playing. It's not that serious, but it is. What girls will do is they'll shit test you, but what they'll do is this, right? If they shit test you and you call them out on the bullshit, she'll be like, I was just playing. It's not that serious. But it is that serious. Because if you don't realize what the fuck she's doing, she'll continue to test waters around you and keep letting things slide. At the back of her head, she knows she can just say, oh, I was just playing. So if you don't check that shit, or either agree and exaggerate, flip it, ignore max it, or play dumb, she will continue doing the exact same shit you despise. If you don't pass these shit tests flawlessly, guess what will happen? Your homeboy will say, bro, you fumbled. How'd you fumble? She was in your head, but what happened? You weren't the man she thought you were. Black pillars will say, oh, it's because she lost attraction or she found a better looking guy. No, bro. She thought you were a guy, and the more you talk to her, the more she realized you're not who she thought she was. Well, you're not who she thought you were. You're a loser. You have the looks, but your actions don't match it, so she has to find someone who's congruent with her face and the actions. I know that was a lot of verbiage. Let me get some order. Next up, she's dry. Bro, this is just disinterest. It depends. If it's through text, don't be surprised, bro. She doesn't know how you're saying it. And like I said, you're a stranger. Right now, you're competing against hundreds of men in the DM. So if she's being dry, it is disinterest. But it really depends on, are you saying stuff worth responding to? If throughout the text you're asking about how's her day, how was work, nothing sexual, no flirts, nothing that really tickles her brains, no real banter, you're not replying to her stories, you're cooked. So in general, if she's dry, it's most likely your fault. Well, actually, if she's dry, it's most likely she doesn't like you. But sometimes you have to look back and ask yourself, what am I asking her? Are you setting traps within the text messages? Are you saying shit for her to reply to and she's ignoring you? If you ask her, where you from? And she don't ask where you from, bro, you're cooked. Change sports. Hooping is not your sport. Next up, we've already done this one before. You're probably like everyone you've already done this before. If she says you're not my type, this one it also is context dependent. If she's texting you, if you're really not her type, she's not going to text your ass back. So if she says you're not my type, let's look at our cheat sheet. You could be like, type shit, give me your number. That's ignore maxing it. You're not emotional. You could flip it and say, I never said I was your type. Keep in mind, hoopers, you don't have to be a girl type to crack, bro. We've seen this in the movies. A girl might be like, yeah, if you were my type, it would have went totally different. Because the ones that are your type, they're trying to make, they want to settle down with these types. If you're a girl type, in the sense of relationships, if you're her type and you meet all her specific buttons, okay, for example, right? You ever wonder why there's a girl who's cracked all your homies, but when it's your turn to try to get your turn, to get your lick in, she says, no, I want to date you. She wants to date you because obviously you might be a kind of a nice guy and you fail to make a move fast, but also because one, she finds you attractive, two, you're kind of caring, and three, you're her type, but three, you check off all her buttons. And she's afraid she's afraid of letting you get it too fast because she knows if you crack too soon, you won't want to date her. Versus the other niggas, she knows she doesn't really want to date them. So when she gives it up super quick, she doesn't think twice about it. So this is what happens when you're, sorry to say, you're too nice to this girl and you're too scared to make a move. If you don't make a move, she'll make her own move and it will be commitment. So if she says you're not my type, this is still easy peasy, not that bad. Don't take her serious. If she tries to argue, also easy peasy, bro. Why would you argue with someone you're better than, bro? You are better than the girl you're with. Girls look up. If a bad bitch is with a dude, automatically all that means is that guy, she thinks that guy is better than her. So you ever ask yourself, bro, that nigga chopped as fuck. How did he pull her? He has game, bro. He has game. He knows how to talk to her. He knows how to seduce her. He knows how to make her miss him. So anytime you see a chopped guy and a bad bitch, and you know that nigga doesn't have any money, bear in mind, he's not only having a good mouthpiece, but he also has a good meat. No pause, no weird shit. But if he's laying it down in the bedroom, how could she leave? Tell me. Versus the pretty boy she's been with, yeah, they have a pretty face, but their mouthpiece is not that good. They don't perform in the bedroom, so she goes back to those, I like those medium ugly guys. Why do girls say they like medium ugly guys?
I like medium ugly guys.
What the fuck?
Man, let's hoop. So it's also an easy peasy. If she tries to argue, be like type shit. Let's go through it, type shit. Oh, you think 2 + 2 is 5? I'm already knowing. That's good. I wouldn't necessarily really flip it. Flipping it is only depending on the context. This is more like a high risk, high reward thing. And if you're good with comebacks, you can spam number 2. But ideally, if you do number 2, they'll be like, you're too quick with your thinking. You're sassy. Be real, twin. Have a girl ever called you sassy because you were able to go tit for tat with her? This is why. So ideally, if you just say type shit, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Or agree, hell yeah, you think I'm sure? I'm already knowing. You win. So flipping it is only based on how far you want to take it. But ideally, type shit. Number 3, playing dumb. These are your best options. Next up, if she asks you to hold her hand, I won't cap to you, my brother. You are cooked. You're cooked. Mind you, this rarely happens. But if it does, it's tough because if you tell her no, and then you try to make a sexual advance, she can say, so you want to fuck, but you don't want to hold my hand? So I'm going to tell you guys what to say if she was to ask you this bullshit. So if she says, hey, can I hold your hand? Obviously this girl would like you here. But obviously you're in public. You don't want to show other people that you're in a relationship. All you have to say is, I don't really hold hands when I'm getting to know someone. Like later in the future we can, but as of right now, I want to still get to know you. You're pretty cool. Don't say I don't want to rush anything because you're still trying to fuck. But just be like, I just normally don't hold hands. That's just me. Don't take it personal. And if she continues to keep crying, you make a move. You have to. It depends on the girl, but most likely this girl won't push it because you just met this girl, and obviously you're not taking her on any dates. So I'll say this though. If you're in private with her and it's not like you're at a shopping mall, okay, hold her damn hand, who cares? It's an excuse to break the touch barrier. But if you're out in public, if you're in your city, do not get caught. Because if a girl you know catch you holding hands with her, Awkward, your cooks, and hoopers. If you have a roster, how can you have a roster if one of your people catch you playing with the other team or playing with the girl? So if she asks you to hold her hand, bro, it depends. If it's private, okay, cool. Break the touch barrier, you're good. But if it's in public, don't do it. Because another thing too, if you do hold her hand in public, she'll realize, oh, he really don't get no bitches, huh? He's not scared to hold my hand in this big ass mall. He's scared of no one. He might have no exes, no hoes. Okay, that's good. Then when she ghosts your bitch ass, she'll know he gets no hoes anyway, so he'll come crawling right back. So you kind of lose your mysterious aura about holding your hands out with her in public. So the only reason I kind of put this in the your cook section is because you're going to have some S tier level of gaslighting to convince her that you just don't want to fuck, even though you do. Next up is bringing up other men around you. Now, I won't lie to you. If she brings up another dude, don't get emotional. Let's look at their cheat sheet. Play dumb and ignore maxing it is in your best interest. But if she brings up another dude, what you could do, it also goes into flip it, is you can bring up another girl or laugh it off. Or in fact, what will really get her, if she mentions a story time with a dude doing whatever the fuck with her, be like, oh, why did he try this? Egg it on. Be like, yeah, you should date him. Fuck with him. Don't show that you like her. Because the moment you do, she'll realize, yes, I made him jealous. Don't give her that satisfaction. That's exactly what she's looking for. So if she brings up other men, this one has to go into you can recover. All you have to do is not care. And also, when she does do it, keep it at the back of your head. Don't show any emotion. Don't show any emotion. Be like, oh, okay, that's good. How long you guys... Actually, you can even ask questions if you give a fuck. But you're still not going to friend zone yourself. Only way... I'm actually not thinking about it. You're not cooked, but if she brings up other men around you, you have to play it super smart. Because if you don't catch on to it as soon as it happens, you'll end up shooting yourself in the foot and friend zoning yourself. Do not ask any more questions that will lead the conversation to talk about the dude. If she does bring up a dude, be like, that also reminds me of what a girl did to me. Like, this girl did this. Now you just flipped the whole script. Her whole plan of making you jealous goes into her being jealous about you. Because now it's like, damn, he's really sitting here in my face talking about another bitch. How dare he? Whole time she tried to do the exact same thing to you. Next up, if a girl says, I hate you, bro, go ahead and pack your bags, bro. Pack your bags, put all the sex toys you can. You're hooping. Girls do not hate guys. Like, actually hate. Girls do not actually hate the guys that they like. This is just a spike in your emotions. So if a girl says, oh my god, I hate him so bad, that means she's horny as fuck. You're in her mind rent-free. Because the thing with the hate and the love is, the more she hates you, the faster she can go into liking you. See, the thing is, when a girl hates you, they know a lot about you. They have enough material to hate you. And that same said material can be enough to love you. But if a girl neither hates nor love you, it's going to be very hard to make her like you because she knows nothing about you. Think about it. If a girl hates you, she low-key is your fan. To be a hater, that means you have to be keeping tabs on someone. And they don't keep tabs on someone they don't like. This is the starting point to make up sex. I don't know, I hated him, but when I came over, we just talked about it and something led to another. Now he's balls deep into me. Ballless life. Man, let's hoop. I must speed this shit up. I'm getting tired, man. I need some oxygen here, man. Next up, if she stays on her phone too long during the date, this is very easy peasy. If she stays on her phone, I'm gonna tell you guys what to say. If you guys are on the date and you're trying to make conversation with her, be like, get off your phone, I'm talking to you. And if she does not get off her phone, don't stress it. Be like, that's okay. Stay on your phone. You're only gonna tell her one time, I'm trying to talk to you, get off your phone. Put your foot down. If she says it's important, let her do what's important. But make sure to call out the bullshit. If you let her stay on the phone while you're talking to her, you just told her, hey, you can do whatever the fuck you want with me. I won't stand up for myself, so you can just step on me. I'm walking the eggshells. I'm only lucky to be with you. You have to call her out on her bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. At this point, you guys already have the cheat sheet, man. At this point, I'm done explaining shit you already realized. You're getting the pattern here. We're just gonna be ranking it on the difficulty. Easy peasy. She's okay. This one I have to explain this one. I'm sorry, guys. If she says we're not doing anything tonight, ask her this: who mentioned doing anything tonight? Why is that in your head? You're rent free. Well, I was just saying because most guys. Oh, you think I'm like most guys? Well, no, it's just I thought we had something special here. Well, we did, but now you got her. Easiest gaslight of all time. Cause the real question is, no one mentioned doing anything. And if she compares you to most guys, gaslight her. Are you traumatized? I thought we had something special. I didn't think to treat you like every other girl. So why are you treating me like every other guy? Well, that's a good point. I'm sorry. Good. You're sorry. Cream on my shit now. Very simple. Next up, she leaves you on red. No, not that hard. I thought you were taller. This one is not that bad. But I know some hoopers could fuck up here. If she says I thought you were taller, the best move is you don't play dumb. Don't ignore it. Hoopers, I'm gonna quiz y'all. I'm gonna quiz y'all niggas. If you're a 5'5" manlet and a girl asks, I thought you were taller, what are you gonna say? Before I give my answer, look at these. These are the only options. If she says, I'm gonna repeat one more time, I thought you were taller, are you gonna agree and exaggerate? Are you going to flip it? Are you going to ignore it? Or are you gonna play dumb? What's the ideal move for I thought you were taller? I'm gonna give you some time. I'm about to say the answer. Pause. If a girl tells you that bullshit, your best option is to ignore max it. I'm sorry, especially if you're short, because the thing is, even if you agree, you could agree. You could agree. If you chose to agree, you're good. But ideally, you could just ignore max it because deep down, whether you're insecure about it or not, if you are short, the girl will try to peg at it. I thought you were taller. I'm already knowing type shit. You ready to go get some food now? Okay. Don't pick at her insecurity because the moment you say, I thought you were prettier, damn, I was just playing, but you went far. You're cooked. You can't say that. You can't. So the ideal move is to ignore it. And how can you really agree and exaggerate? If you chose number one, my nigga, you're not. I'm not gonna say you're stupid. If you chose number one, it's not. How can you agree that you thought you were taller? You can't agree in this situation. So number one is not an option. You can't flip it because you're gonna sound insecure. Your best move is to ignore max it. Next up is what are we? Easy peasy. Just be like we're vibing. We're getting to know each other. I like the pace of where we're going at. I like the vibe that you have. I like the vibe that we have. That's what we are. We're chilling. What are we? We are chilling and vibing, and we're seeing where stuff takes us. Easy peasy. Why do you like me? Bro, most niggas fuck up on this shit. You're not cooked. But the moment a girl asks this, mind you, girls are already thinking they're above you anyways. Especially if you cold approach them, right? If a girl asks, why do you like me? She's looking for not only free validation, she's looking for free reassurance. Tell me why I'm better than you. Give me reasons to fill up my ego. So if a girl says, why do you like me? I'm going to quiz y'all niggas. What's the best move? Since this is a question, you can't really agree and exaggerate. You can't really flip it because if you ask the question back, she knows what you're doing. You could play dumb, but that doesn't help you because if you play dumb, she'll think you just want to fuck. You can't ignore max it because it's a question. So in this example, none of these options are valid. So if a girl asks, why do you like me? Your best response is honestly being vague. Only time you can be specific is if you've really known this girl. Because be fair. If you guys just started talking and she asks, why do you like me? Be like, I like you for a lot of reasons, but I don't want to boost your ego. I'll tell you in person. And just pray to God in person when you guys see each other, she forgets about this question. So the best response to why do you like me? Be like, I like you for multiple reasons, but I want to tell you in person. And then in person, you're going to say, I want to show you how much I like you. What are you talking about? You're going to give her a massage. You can do the hug test. You can break the touch barrier. So you can actually make this question work in your favor. Next up is she tells you what to do. Common sense, bro. Like what? Who are you talking to? Hey, sit over here. I think I'm going to sit where I decide to sit, but thank you. Easy peasy. Inconsistent attention. Now, this one was push and pull. I mean, it's not necessarily disinterest. We're gonna put this at not the easy peasy, bro. Come on, you know better. This is just the answer sheet. So this is the cheat sheet. I mean, this doesn't matter here. I can't move it back over here. If I can, come on. Allow me to. Come on. Let me put it back. Okay, ignore this part. But this is the shit test tier list. Notice how all of these are easy peasy. I already gave you the script for them. This is the answer sheet. This is the most primal response. It's very simple. So if a girl is looking for an emotional response, you can either agree, you can flip it, you can ignore it, or you can play dumb. But if it's a situation to where she asks, why do you like me? Obviously, these don't fit the script, but I already gave you the script on what to say. So this is the shit test. This is what happens when you don't lock in. They're looking for an emotional response. And if you give it to them, they own you. If a girl can make or break your day and she knows it, she owns you mentally. That's how seduction works. So if she knows you're quick to get emotional and she knows she wants to piss you off, or let's say something you did pissed her off, she'll shit test you, piss you off, ruin your day, and they'll get a thrill out of it while watching their stupid Netflix shows, Netflix or Vampire Diaries or Grey's Anatomy. But this is the shit test tier list. Yeah, check out the cookbook. Learn how to text the girl you want through Instagram. Man, let's hoop. I said let's hoop and you ignored me.